Also, I saw a post that was concerning to me, so I want to send a shout out. I want to send love, thoughts, and prayers to Melyssa Ford, wherever she is, whatever she's going through. I saw something on the gram yesterday. I haven't spoken to her, but much love to our sister in Christ, wherever you are, whatever you're going through. Feel better.
Yeah, get well soon.
Yeah. Recovery.
Get well.
What episode is this?
861.
Welcome.
What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Dang, guys. Joe said the words that I did not anticipate hearing from him. He spoke on Melyssa being in the hospital, something that I'm not going to speculate on myself. But when he was announcing that, he said that he has not talked to her, not only in the hospital, but he hasn't talked to her since she left. Oh, no. Oh, no. I thought she was coming back, like, for sure. It's clearly up in the air. And by him saying that and acknowledging her and wishing her well-beings and all that, it's definitely announcing that she herself left the pod as opposed to getting suspended or fired. And her putting the hospital pickup is very telling because of the amount of time she's been away from Hot and Bothered, from the podcast and her socials, prior to saying deactivated on her socials. What is really going on with Melyssa Ford? Because some people were saying mental health, some people were saying rehabilitation. And initially I was taking it for a joke, but I wasn't speaking on it in a negative light. But now, because of the somber tone in Joe's voice, it causing the question, what is actually going on behind the scenes? And I'm not going to speculate what's going on in the personal life, but we have to take into account what we are doing social media wise, what people like me are doing with the video analysis, with the speculations and the narratives. I don't want to make this channel or this show serious going forward, but sometimes we have to acknowledge what we contribute to certain things. So if anything that we've said over here in this community, in this universe, in this space, has affected you and is the reason for you being in the situation that you're currently in, we apologize and we have to take accountability going forward. Got to make sure I say everything is a speculation, because the more you continue to grow, the more power your words have and the more onus people are going to put into those words. So if you're not taking accountability for what happens as a result, why should people continue to listen to you? So I apologize for the first 2.5, 3 minutes being as somber as it was. But do we have to address how we treat people on the pod? I got a phone call from Mark Lamont Hill this morning, and it had everything to do with personal shit and nothing to do with the pod. He called for a helping hand. He told some jokes. We got our shit off. And it makes you call into question how you cover people that you will have relationships with. How you cover people that have feelings and emotions. And you have to put responsibility on it. At what point does COE no longer COE? I don't know. And I don't think about this too often, but with just how I operate in life, I don't know how I would feel if someone was persistently shooting shots in my direction. Regardless of what I did, they perceived me in a certain light, and because they have an audience that agrees with a lot of the things they're saying, you think that's just the truth. And we never know how the things we say affect people, and this can go in real life. Y'all know the story I tell about my son and the glasses. I say it all the time. That was 6 years ago. My son still to this day has not worn a pair of glasses. So, I don't know. Sometimes we just gotta sit back and think. All that being said, I am no longer concerned about the direction that the JVP is going. And very quiet as kept, I logged on to Patreon this morning, guys. It's going down. I know I've been speaking on this for a couple of months now, but the implementation has happened. I logged on to Patreon this morning, and I'm scrolling on it, and they have a home feed now, guys. They're pushing creators. It said join on every single person on my home feed. I didn't know who these people were, but now they're starting to implement the changes. And shout out to Imani, Big Imani. He set the bar. That man came out with his Patreon. He had an interview with Parks. He had pretty much an interview with himself, speaking on his background and what he plans to do with the channel. Put out some music. Look at Imani. He got the logo, the AEOE logo at the corner. But because Parks was on his Patreon, very first episode, or at least the first production that he put out, I'm nervous. I don't know if this is under the JBN or if Joe has any ties in this, but it would be wonderful if, even if he does, he allows Imani to explore and to tap into an audience that he hasn't been able to tap into, even though he wants to, because Joe is an R&B head, whether we acknowledge it or not. If Imani gets this popping, the show that Joe was talking about with Imani, where they could debate hip-hop songs, which would be a really dope show, by the way, could hopefully go on Imani's platform, because he came out with a strong start. I already knew he was going to have traction, but he came out with more traction than even I anticipated. And he's posting on his YouTube too. Guys, I keep telling y'all, create. I don't care what you speak on. I don't care what your personality is. There's going to be an audience where you can develop that and create your own community. And I don't see why we can't have a hub to where we just promote everybody's shit and we could all eat. Right now is a prime time to get into the space. Imani took a lot of advice that people were giving him, because even his price point was a good price point at $7. I think that's perfect, especially with the amount of production that's behind it. He got the good cameras, boy. Woo-wee! So I'm telling y'all, it's time to create. It's time to put all the fear, the embarrassment, the secondhand embarrassment, because it's not even real embarrassment. You're afraid of what could possibly happen. And I'm telling y'all got to take them training wheels off, jump head first, get creating, because you never know the contacts you can make. You never know who you're going to network, especially if you're speaking on something that you're passionate about and you love. You will find other people in that space that might know more than you or have more connections than you and get you on a road that you didn't ever think was possible. But it's been your dream your whole life. You could start that literally by picking up a microphone, pressing record on a phone, a camera, it don't matter, getting your thoughts out. I'm telling y'all already seen what just happened with Chatterbox and Lena Listens, and I'm not saying I had anything to do with that, but that's all it takes is somebody that's in the same sphere as you, acknowledging what you do, wanting to help you grow. That's it. And boom, take off just like that. Joe literally did it to the people in this space. I'm telling y'all, right now is prime time. Everybody's ramping up. YouTube is still implementing new features to get people like you and me to go. You want to know what's crazy? I've been seeing a bunch of videos on YouTube go around talking about how the big creators are saying there's something wrong with the algorithm. But in every single one of those videos, they acknowledge the push that these small YouTube channels are getting. You can scroll on your YouTube feed right now, even as you're watching this video, and see the amount of small creators that are being pushed on your home feed algorithm, like big creators and people you watch. And another thing I've noticed is a lot of these big content creators that are complaining about the algorithm haven't made the switch. They're so used to dropping one video a month, one video a week, 2 videos a week. And that's not enough production for YouTube to continually push you in the algorithm. You have to post daily. I know it sounds crazy. And then you'll be able to take a break after you are fully in the algorithm. You have to push your brand every single day. YouTube is trying to push and kick a new algorithm because they're about to start implementing new things. I'm telling y'all these things, guys. So right now is the time to act. But apologies. I know this is a JBP channel. I just really want to get that out there. And a lot of y'all be taking my advice. So I'm just going to continue to push it. But thoughts and prayers with Melyssa for sure. I really don't know what's going on. But you know what this channel is about. We're going to continue to speculate. I'll see y'all a little later. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know how we rocking. You already know what it is over here. Peace.